In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about our Facebook advertising approach. So, Ken, when we're working with an advisor, we know that overwhelmingly we're going after consumers, but they might be a consumer who are categorized in a particular job title or employment role, or maybe they're a business owner. And we've found that there are really a handful of places online that we can effectively identify and extract those people. One of them is LinkedIn. Another one, and the one that we build most of our campaigns around, is Facebook. Mm-hmm. Now, when you get leads off of Facebook, there's a ton of data that we can use to very effectively target a very narrow audience. But when we target those people with an ad, we have a lot of choices about what we want them to do. And we have decided that there's really two different approaches, both with their merits, that we like the most when it comes to extracting somebody from Facebook. You want to talk a little bit about the difference between those two?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's the two main options are fundamentally Facebook lead ads, mm-hmm. which is a platform native tool that Facebook provides, and outsourced web traffic to a landing page.
Okay. So to be clear, we're either running an ad and getting them to take an action right inside Facebook, and there's some huge benefits to that because Facebook does everything it possibly can to maintain somebody's time on their platform, and it's quick and easy, right? The other one is getting them to click on an ad and go to a website somewhere else.
Yep. And so the biggest advantage I see with the lead ad side of things mm-hmm. is it is very easy to set up. There is not a whole lot of necessity to have a really great website.
Okay.
To have a lot of the functionality there, because Facebook's doing it all internally on their platform.
Yeah.
So they're taking care of all of the nuts and bolts. And this is really an area where Facebook is currently, here at 2019, putting a lot of effort behind this particular system.
Sure.
Because they want to show businesses this is a viable tool for you to make money.
Yeah. Now, the alternative is sending somebody to a landing page, and this is what most advisors have some version of this if they're doing any kind of web traffic, and that's bringing somebody onto a page, usually on their website, that has an offer to fill out this form and we'll give you something, or we'll give you access to a video or a PDF, or we'll call you, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So there are two different approaches, and both have benefits. One that I love about sending people directly to a website is that they get to see our client, the advisor, right? Their branding. They get to learn more about and get the warm fuzzies about whatever that advisor is trying to share with them, right? In the lead ad, it's a little bit limited how much you can do that. The downside, however, is, and you probably know this too, a lot of people don't fill out forms. So you're paying for the traffic away from Facebook, somebody clicking, and you pay every time somebody clicks, and then they get to the page and they don't fill out the form. And this is a big challenge. So the lead ad helps address that in a major way. Can you talk a little bit about technically how the lead ad works?
Yeah, so the lead ad works in that we're functionally paying per result.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In other words, we're paying a certain amount for someone to tell Facebook it's okay to give you, the advisor, their information.
Yeah.
Whereas on the web traffic side of things, we're simply paying for them to click into the website mm-hmm. independent of the result.
Now, what I love about the lead ads is that because Facebook already has information about the users, that form that gets filled out basically when somebody clicks on the ad especially on their phone, where this is super handy, all of the data that Facebook already has about you as a user is pre-filled out in that form, which means if we want their name, their email address, and their phone number, it's already there. Now they have the ability to change it or maybe even erase it, but we have some ways around making sure that we are collecting all that data, and that's a huge upside to the lead ad approach.
Well, the flip side though is the landing page has a ton of advantages.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest one, and I think probably one of the most underused ones, is what happens once they fill out that landing page? Well, now we can take them to maybe another landing page.
Sure.
Or we're giving them another offer.
Or a video or some other piece of information.
Any number of things. You have control because they are, so to speak, within your grasp.
Yeah.
Right? And that as an advantage, I think is massive. It cannot be understated. That this person, you now have their attention.
Sure.
It's completely undivided and yours. And so what you do with that can be a lot of things. So you can get into a situation where somebody might be opting into 2 different lead magnets in the same visit.
Mm-hmm.
Or they go to a lead magnet and then they're watching a 10-minute video about your business, or they're watching or subscribing to a podcast, or any number of things and offers that you can make to get them to connect with you further.
There's a thing, in fact, called a self-liquidating offer, right? And so this is a way to actually pay for your advertising by getting them to opt in on a page, and then the next page offers them something that is super inexpensive, but basically covers the cost of your advertising. So that's another benefit.
Yeah.
And one more that I want to raise is our ability to go back to people who have visited our website and visited certain pages with a subsequent advertising message.
Yeah. Well, the remarketing factor is massive. So I remember when remarketing first really became a thing, almost a decade ago now.
And if you're not familiar with remarketing, or what Facebook calls retargeting, it's basically the ability to track where somebody has been on your website, for example, and then based on their action or inaction, you can go back to them with a subsequent marketing message to say, hey, you didn't fill out the form, or hey, you didn't sign up for a consultation with me.
Right. So let's say that you want to reach higher end clientele that you know always reads the New York Times. Well, I can set up very easily an ad system that basically says, look, once somebody hits this particular page, I want an ad to show whenever they're on the New York Times website from me.
Yep.
Right? Now you're positioning yourself alongside another trusted resource. You no longer can only deal with this person just on Facebook. You can address them across the entire internet. And so there are some massive advantages there that do not exist on the lead ad side that really can't be undersold.
So anyway, there are just a couple of ideas about how you can utilize Facebook more effectively, and we shared 2 of our favorite approaches to advertising on Facebook for advisors. In our next video, we're going to be talking about the importance of niche targeting.